Hi everyone, and welcome back to my YouTube channel for my first, actual official podcast. Obviously I uploaded a podcast yesterday, but that was more of an introduction to, who I am, what my podcasts are going to be about and when they're uploaded. So if you haven't listened to that one yet, I highly suggest you just go back to my channel and have a listen to that. But onto today's podcast, it's definitely going to be one of the more personal ones that I will ever upload to my channel, because I'm going to be talking about my personal favourite genre of music and then my favourite songs within that genre. But my podcast won't always be about my personal opinions, it will just be about music in general. So if that is something that you will be interested in listening to every week, then I would love it if you could hit that subscribe button. But without further rambling on, I'm going to get into the playlist that I have created today. So my favourite genre of music is indie and rock, the classic, and I have compiled a playlist today of 12 songs because I didn't want to bore people too much, and that is usually the length of an album. So if I was to do an album that represented me, this would be that album. And obviously due to YouTube copyright reasons, I can't play the full song, so if you do want to listen to the playlist in full, I have created it here on YouTube, which will just be linked below, so obviously you can listen to that for free. But it will also be on music apps such as Apple Music and Spotify. They will also be linked below, but my name on that is just Jessica Mason Podcast with no space in between, if you want to follow me on there for updates on my playlists every week. But if you also use any other music apps like SoundCloud or whatever, I can just create usernames on that and also add the playlist to those apps. But without further ado, we're gonna go on to my first track at the beginning of this playlist. So I thought I would go in strong with a song from my favourite band, who are no other than the Arctic Monkeys, from my favourite album of theirs, which is Favourite Worst Nightmare. Now I'm just going to play a clip of it because I feel like I've been talking for way too long, but I'll talk about why it is my favourite song of theirs after I've played it. But this is Teddy Picker by Arctic Monkeys. I really hope that they play that song next month when I go to see them live. But it was really difficult trying to pick a favourite song by the Arctic Monkeys, because that's why I think they are my favourite band, just because there's not really a song that I don't like, and I think it's equally as hard to pick a favourite album by them because each one is just so different. It's like a subgenre in itself, but I decided on Favourite Worst Nightmare, which was their second album in 2007, because I love every single song on that album. There's not one that I kind of only like I literally love every single one. So that is why Arctic Monkeys are my favourite, and that is the first song to start this playlist. Moving swiftly on to The Last Shadow Puppets, who are obviously Alex Turner's second band, with Miles Kane, who's also on this playlist. And I thought I would stick to a bit more of an upbeat theme because Teddy Picker's definitely an upbeat song. And The Last Shadow Puppets are a little bit slower than the Monkeys, but this one is definitely one of their more upbeat songs. It's from their first album, and I'm going to play a clip of it, and this is Standing Next to Me.
I hope you understand that your love is standing next to me. It's standing next to me.
So as I just said, that was Standing Next to Me by the Last Shadow Puppets from their first album, The Age of the Understatement. And the actual song, The Age of the Understatement, was played on the radio about a month ago, and I still remember that because they hardly ever get played on the radio, and I was loving it. So again, swiftly moving on to Miles Kane, who I just said joins Alex Turner in The Last Shadow Puppets, and he has just brought out a new album, Coup de Grace. I used to say Coupe de Grace before obviously he started doing press interviews and I learned how to actually say the album name. But I am planning on doing like a new music playlist where I will be featuring some of his songs in that. So I thought I would just go with, you know, like another headliner song, because the other two songs have definitely been well-known ones from those bands. And if you don't recognise Miles Kane just by the artist name, you'll definitely know this song. It's played in adverts so much. So this is a clip of Inhaler by Miles Kane, probably my favourite song by Miles Kane. So now it is time for a bit of Two Door Cinema Club with What You Know, which is again one of their more well-known songs, sticking to that theme throughout this playlist. And I believe this, or maybe some of their other songs, are played on FIFA, which, you know, is pretty cool. So here's a clip of What You Know. Now we're going to move on even a bit more international than Ireland to Kings of Leon. Now everybody knows this song, but that's probably why it is my favourite, because there's something about when everybody knows a song and everybody's singing it to parties wherever you go, there's such an atmosphere. And again, it's sticking to the whole kind of headline and upbeatness to this playlist. So this is obviously Sex on Fire by Kings of Leon. Sticking to the American bands for just one more song, I'm going to be moving on to The Killers now. Now, surprisingly, I'm not actually going to be playing a clip of Mr. Brightside, because although it is arguably one of my favourite songs of all time, but also by them, I feel like it's a little bit overplayed at the minute. So I'm going to play my second favourite song, also from Hot Fuss, and this is Somebody Told Me.
Well, somebody told me you had a boyfriend who looked like a girlfriend that I had in February of last year. It's not confidential, I've got potential.
Moving back to the UK music scene now, specifically Birmingham, I believe, for a song by The Editors. Now, I'm pretty sure The Editors are well known, but whenever I, speak to someone other than my parents about The Editors, they don't seem to know who they are, but I'm pretty sure they are well known. And this is one of my favourite songs of all time, so therefore it was really, really hard to pick a favourite song by The Editors. But this is Munich. Obviously it's a German city, so I really don't know if I'm pronouncing that right, so feel free to laugh at me, but I'm not even going to try to say it again. So here is The Editors. So the rest of the artists on my playlist are all from Manchester now, so that makes introducing them pretty easy. So we're going to start with the 1975. Now this isn't probably their most well-known song by them. Their well-known songs are, Chocolate and The Sound, but this is from the beginning of their second album. I'm pretty sure it's the second track, but it just fitted in so much with this playlist, with the like more upbeatness of it and the guitar in it. So I figured I would just play it in this playlist because it is probably one of my favourite 1975 songs. Obviously they've just brought out 3 new singles, but again I'm planning on making a new music playlist, so they will be featured in that. But this is a clip of Love Me from their second album. I like it when you sleep, for you are so beautiful yet so unaware of it.
And love me if that's what you wanna do.
Such a long but good album name there. So that was obviously Love Me by the 1975. Throwing it back a couple of years now to the Smiths. Now you might be thinking, why am I including Smiths on a more upbeat playlist? Because a lot of their songs are quite slow, but this is definitely one of their more upbeat ones and possibly my favourite by the Smiths. So this is This Charming Man, which is definitely one of their more well-known songs, so give it a listen.
A jumped up country boy who never knew his place. He said, return the ring, he knows so much about.
Moving on to the Cortinas now. It was really hard again, like this is a reoccurring problem here. It was really hard to pick a favourite song by them again, but I thought I would choose probably their more well-known song, again like a headliner song, and you really can't beat this tune. So this is Not 19 Forever by the Cortinas.
19 forever, put ourselves together. I know it seems strange, but things they change.
I really want to see the Cortinas live. I really hope they bring out a tour possibly around the Christmas period, because I've missed out on their last couple of ones. So we are going to be moving on to the Stone Roses now, and I picked this song because it's been my dad's ringtone for years, so it's definitely played a lot in this house, probably about 5 times a day, just the beginning part of it, so I thought I would include it in this playlist, and this is Elephant Stone. So we're on to my final song of this very short 40-minute playlist, and I thought I would finish off with my second favourite band, who have opened for a couple of people on this playlist. They've opened for the Stone Roses in Wembley, the Cortinas, and also twice I think for the Last Shadow Puppets when they were just starting out, but now they have definitely become successful, and they are really starting to become one of my favourite bands. Now this isn't their most well-known song. I'd say their most well-known song is Charlemagne. Probably know who I'm talking about by now, and they also recently brought out an album this year, Cool Like You, but this is just hands down my favourite song, so I didn't decide to put in a headline, and it's definitely not that upbeat, but it kind of just finishes off the playlist, you know, brings us back down, back chilled, and it's just definitely my favourite. So this is Deep Grass by no other than The Blossoms. I know technically the Blossoms aren't from Manchester, they're from, like, I suppose the outskirts, they're from Stockport, but I really hope they play Deep Grass live when I go to see them in December. They've started playing it more live at the end of their set list, but I hope it stays there for December because, like I say, it's my favourite. So what a great way to finish off the playlist. Like I say, if you want to listen to it in full, it'll be here on YouTube for free, but also obviously if you want to listen to it with no adverts and you pay for music apps like Apple Music and Spotify, it is on there, so it will be linked below. Obviously if you just click on the link, it will take you straight to the playlist and my profile. But again, let me know if you use any other music apps that you want me to publish the playlist on. Again, I don't really know how to finish this podcast, but I would really appreciate it if you were to subscribe if you like this type of thing, and give it a like if you enjoyed, and comment below any playlists you might want me to create in the future, or comment below any tracks you think are missing from this playlist. Give me some more to listen to. So I will join you next time. It's been great. Goodbye.